to all the furries and the humans of the world out there. I am Sakusaro Dark Fang, and welcome to Winds of Change. This is a new visual novel that I found. So far the music is nice, but I'm gonna turn it down because it's kind of loud in the ears. Come on. Here we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. But anyway. Let's see. Can we get this? Yes, we can. Good choices. But anyway. So yeah, I found this game, and according to the description, it is entirely voiced. But subject to the Pirate's Fate. So let's just see what happens. Let's start Winds of Change. Enjoy your adventure and choose wisely. I will. In the world of Elistia, where the spirits reign supreme. I should probably do a more narration voice. Where the spirits reign supreme.
The rebellion is in shambles.
There we go.
With the recent loss of their leader, they are struggling.
Struggles!
But this defeat was not without a victory of its own.
Oh, what kind of victory?
For in his final moments, he secured an artifact of great importance.
Oh, I'm sure it's very great.
This blade was paramount to the Triumvirate's leadership of Elistia.
Yeah, at least I got the name
And without it, their tyrannical grip on the people would surely falter. Having no choice, they give their Grand Inquisitor one simple order. Destroy the rebellion and retrieve the lost blade of the Triumvirate. But Doric, the new leader of the rebels, has set other plans in motion. Hiding the blade in Valenorth, he is confident that it will be protected. This sheltered hamlet is now custodian to the weapon that would liberate the world. And so, it would be met with a gruesome fate by the Triumvirate and their Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, everything's going on fire now. Oh dear. Who lit a match? Who lit a match in our beautiful world? There's our title. Great, but I need to know who tried to smoke. You do realize we're trying to go green here, people. Do I need to click something? Oh, there we go. That worked. Everything is burning. I can do little to stop it from spreading. An immense pain assaults my head, and I throw my face into my hands. The same question repeatedly plays in my mind. What am I doing here? I have no knowledge of what happened up until this point. My brain is struggling to fill in the blanks, not going any headway. Or not gaining any headway. It was almost like, until this exact moment, I never existed. Dun dun dun! Then why is it now that condition has found me? Was there something I could do to put out these flames? Or perhaps was I the cause of this inferno to begin with? Am I Dante Inferno? I mean, I like the song Night on Fire, but this is way too much. A foolish thought, and one I throw away. If I was responsible, then I wouldn't feel the sense of dread. An emotion shared by those who stand beside me.
Come on, pick up the pace. If we waste any more time, we won't make it out alive. There's no way the Elder would let me live that one down.
Okay. I feel like she's escorting me, and I should follow her. Could it be that she's been tasked with my protection? I grasp at the straws that are the memories of my mind. I'm only able to latch onto one. It's the title that I go by.
Are you even paying attention?
I'm the Seer.
I know who you are, Seer. Did you hit your head or something?
Possibly, yes. I don't know. She scoffs as she turns the other way. But I know she's right. I'm not taking this seriously. It feels like a dream, but I doubt that it's all happening. A few moments later, a sudden sensation startles me. Like gasp! There's a firm grip on my shoulder. We aren't alone. Underneath a veil of fright, I turn to greet this second stranger.
Valessa has our safety in mind, okay? Forgive her hot-headedness for me. Freedom isn't too much farther.
You are fucking hot. Can I date you?
We need to stay calm and think this through. Two guys like us, we should have no problem. We'll be safe and sound before you know it.
Oh, please be my protector. We weave through the houses and alleys to remain unseen. Doing our best to be completely silent, we bring no attention to ourselves. Unless you're talking about a shirtless wolf with a big blade on his back. Yeah, that doesn't cause too much sheen. Scenes. Meh! My god, what is with my words? My English. The flames encourage our urgency, but we were careful not to be fast or reckless. Our silence makes everything else more prominent. However, the screams of those being slaughtered fill me with a feeling of disgust. We need to find cover, and Valessa points out a small alcove waiting nearby.
Look, they're dying because they panicked. We need to stay calm and think through this together. If we freak out, we'll only end up like them, you know?
She has a point. Our first instinct was to run, but so was theirs. We should let them face the brunt of this attack.
We can go sad and say wait, so we're letting them die to buy us time. Happy, good idea. Let them soak it up for us. Wow! Okay! So, be sad and have the guilt of the people that are dying right now, buying us time for our own escape. Say, okay, screw them. I'm with you guys anyway. Or there has to be another way to do it. I like the more neutral one. I like the more neutral. I'm going that one.
I agree, Ulrich. We can't sacrifice everyone to buy time. I think the people of Valinor deserve far better.
Oh, fuck yeah. They do.
Would you rather perish with them, Valessa? That's what'll happen if you go running out there. We're not equipped to handle this on our own. You have to remember what I'm doing here. It's my job to protect the both of you. Everyone else is expendable.
So he is my guardian. Does he protect me in my bedroom? Sorry. Not really. My suspicions are correct. Ulrich is the one protecting us. But what exactly are we a higher priority than the civilians? I venture a guess that we're currently in the Valinor. In this Valinor. The pain in my head pulses again, and I stumble back. As I let out a groan, Ulrich rushes over to my side. His exaggerated concern is now understandable.
It must be the smoke. Make sure to sit down. The lower you are right now, the better. Are you having trouble breathing?
I don't know. Put me between your pecs. Maybe that will help. I shake my head and let him know that it's not the smoke. This causes Valessa to chime in, voicing her concerns as well.
Yeah, something else is going on here. He's been acting strange for a while now.
Excuse me! I've been strange since I was born. Thank you very much. The proper response is strange-er. I guess.
Is there something you need to tell us?
Oh, there's no, like, full-on knowing which one's the correct one, but, is there something you need to tell us? I don't know what's going on right now. I can't seem to remember anything. I'm gonna go truthful here. I can't seem to remember anything.
Did some debris fall on your head back there? I'm starting to side with Valessa on this one. Come on, time to gear you up.
Okay. He steps away for a few moments and inspects the ground around him. There's a brief period where I can't see him, but he returns with a blade. The fire causes it to glisten, almost like it's begging me to take it.
I don't care what's going on in that head of yours, but it's not more important than your survival. We're all overwhelmed. It's not just you.
He holds out the blade, expecting my compliance. And at this rate, it seems like fighting may be inevitable.
Take it. We won't be standing here forever. As soon as we leave this alcove, we'll be vulnerable. I can't take care of you all the time, you know.
I can't fight, I have no training. Of course, I'll defend myself as well. I don't even fully remember what a seer is. Let's see. A person who is supposed to be able, through supernatural insight, to see what the future holds. See something specified, seer the future. Oh, okay, so pretty much I'm a fortune teller. I can see the future! Even then, for someone like that, you need to know how to fight. I want to see if I can have him stay longer for me. I'm gonna actually save right here, because hopefully... Come on. There we go. Because hopefully, if I say I have no training, he stays with me.
You must be mistaken. This wasn't an option. I can't keep an eye on both of you in the heat of battle. Valessa has her daggers, and you need something as well.
I know, but can I stay by you and you can help me with your big sword? He grabs my hand and places the blade in my grasp. He's strong enough that I knew resisting was worthless. It's probably better not to fight, so I take it and nod.
Now then, it's time to move. Seems like some of the noise has finally died down.
Along with the people.
We should start by investigating the town square.
He walks off, expecting us to follow along. But as I'm about to take a step, Valessa grabs my arm. The look on her face tells me something is wrong.
You are confused about all this, right?
Yep.
I bet you don't even know what being the Seer means.
I just look it up.
Or how we've known each other for our entire lives.
Wait, what? Are we friends? I look at the ground in both shame and confusion. She's completely right. My head is a mess. And as I try to think of an excuse, her response surprises me.
That's normal, but please listen. We only have a few moments before Ulrich notices we're not there. The Seer is special. You wield spirits to induce prophetic visions.
Yep, I just looked that up on Google. Don't tell anyone, but there's this thing called technology in the future. We're gonna have cannons and great walls and people that are not known as kings be rulers of the people that they do not know how to rule properly, apparently. Shut up, I'm getting tired of people getting on to me about how Trump is still doing good as a president and blah blah blah. I'm just making some fun jokes here. If you don't like them, I am sorry.
When you have these visions, you're unable to remember anything. When you wake up, you'll dismiss it as a dream and forget it ever happened. As your scribe, it's my job to help you take advantage of this.
Oh, so you work for me. Or with me.
We have to follow Ulrich now, but know one thing. The way you're acting, I'm certain this is a vision. That means you can use it for information.
How do I see it? She takes a few steps closer to me and grabs my hands. Staring right in my eyes, I notice a glimmer of hope shining within her.
I'm relieved. This means Valinor is still fine. When you wake up, use this vision to save everyone. It's your duty as Seer to ensure this doesn't become real.
Okay. She lets go of my hands and follows after Ulrich. Though it's hard to believe what she said, I'm less confused. I finally had a reason for why I felt so disconnected. But if this was a vision, then what would become of Ulrich and Valessa? Would all this carnage be undone as soon as I woke up? What if they died? Or what if I died in this vision? I follow after Valessa, realizing I might never know. But a faint sense of determination rises up within me. If there was a chance I could stop this, I had to do it. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Oh my god, this artwork. This is so beautiful. In the present day, the Triumvirate conspires with their Grand Inquisitor, for the event that led to Valinor's destruction had yet to be set in motion. Sovi knelt before his masters, more eager to serve than he had ever been before.
Rise, Sovi, but please assure us of your certainty. We hate to act without knowing everything.
God, that's creepy!
The prisoner mentions Valinor over and over. The rebels are hiding something of importance there. Along with recent events, we can only surmise one thing.
You're handsome. Are you the king or something?
The blade of Exodus.
I am almost certain. But if that's where they've chosen to hide it, it means that our other target is also there.
Are you talking about me?
Your compliance pleases us, Sophie. Your plan was risky, but it worked out in the end. A final interrogation would influence our decision further.
Okay, I really need to know. Are you one guy, or are you 3 midgets in a robe? I need to know what's with the compile of voices in you, dude. I need to know what's under that hood.
You'd have me interrogate the prisoner once more. If I may be so bold, to what end do you request this?
Oh, you're not the king.
Not you, Sophie. We want your apprentice to do this. It is time for him to prove his worth.
Their voices echo loudly through their darkened chambers. It matters not which triumvirate spoke, for they were all of one mind. Oh, so they're pretty much like the board from Next Generation. One mind, same body, blah blah blah, and all that. With a clear irritation in his voice, Sovi did his best to stay calm.
My apprentice? I've told you many times I want to work alone. It would be more efficient for me to do this myself.
Wow, that face.
Insubordination. This is unbecoming of you, Sophie. We demand that you obey.
Okay, that's obviously a line showing that they're the evil ones.
The role of Grand Inquisitor can be very dangerous. If we were to lose you, a replacement would be necessary. You must train this replacement while you still breathe.
Asshole.
As you command.
Sovi turned his back to the triumvirate and spotted his apprentice. He was standing by the door, listening to their conversation. If he heard of Sovi's estate for him, he showed no concern.
Interrogation? And what would you have me extract? I thought the prisoner was at his wit's end.
Okay, there are so many freaking handsome characters in this right now. I am overblown.
Anything to confirm our suspicions about Valinor. If you fail, I will not hesitate to punish you. Remember what we're on the verge of.
I understand, Master. I'll do my best to get you what you need. What are the limits when it comes to my approach?
Keep him alive, Helen. I find that psychological pain is the most valid approach. He cares more for his rebel allies than he does for himself.
Okay, I like how his eyes changed to red there. Because they were normally like white or something.
Then I will threaten the rebellion's very core. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, Master. Things are starting to line up well for me.
Oh dear, this is scary but awesome at the same time.
They tend to do that when you have the Triumvirate's blessing. We should take care of this immediately and catch them unprepared. Every moment we waste is a moment they gain, Helen.
They leave the room together, talking amongst themselves. The Triumvirate waits until they're gone before speaking. A faint smile on their faces as age-old plans come to fruition.
So it's finally going to happen, isn't it? What we've been waiting for all these years. Do you think we should tell Sophie our true plan?
True plan? What are you planning? Halen entered the prison cell without Sovi at his side. His master remained outside as a pseudo-display of trust, but it was evident to Halen that no trust existed. The prisoner looked up, surprised to see a different face, yet within him was still a slowly dwindling hope. Cut off from the rebellion, these would be his final days.
So, someone different has finally come. What are you, the executioner or something? I figured it was only a matter of time.
Actually, Sovi said to keep you alive. You seem to underestimate your value, Shane.
You think I'm important? That's not what I expected to hear.
Don't take it the wrong way. You must not know what I meant.
He knelt down in front of the prisoner. With a sinister smirk, he tried to intimidate Shane.
You're important as a bargaining chip. And the fact I must keep you alive is a curse. When I'm through with you, you'll beg for death.
Oh dear.
You see, I'm different from Sovi. He's past the bar. They no longer need to test him. But I'm in the position where results must happen. When we give you back, you'll be a broken man. And soon after, the foundation of the rebellion will crumble. You think we don't know that Damek is your leader?
What?
Shane's eyes shot wide open in utter shock. It seems that Helen's threat worked to great effect.
You'd be stupid not to think we have inside men. I could order Damek's execution in a matter of seconds. You don't value your life, but you value his.
Alright, give me 1 second, people. I'm getting tired of steam constantly popping up when I don't need it. Freaking getting tired of the constant somebody's playing this popping up every single time I'm trying to do a recording. But anyway, back to this. Silence.
Good. Now, I expect you to answer my questions. The Blade of Exodus, is it in Valinor Village? And the one who can wield it, do they live there as well?
Oh dear. Well, back to fire and brimstone. And a giant egg or something? By the time we catch up with Ulrich, it's already too late. His large blade is in deadlock with one of the enemy soldiers. Valissa draws her daggers, and I hold out my sword, ready.
We order you to cease your resistance! Those who support the rebellion must perish!
To break the deadlock, Ulrich kicks his opponent in the gut. They stumble back and ready their blade with a flourish. It isn't much longer until they charge towards him again.
Valessa, your dagger!
Ulrich jumps out of the way and rolls towards us. Landing on his knees, he pries one of the daggers from her grip. Without even looking, he throws it behind himself. He closes his eyes and looks down at the ground. When he hears the impact of the dagger, his ears fall back. For a moment, it looks like he's actually sad.
Spirits, please forgive my misdeeds. I acted only to protect those under my watch.
Ulrich cares about the spirits? For some reason, I didn't expect that. But before I can think about this further, something happens. Catching Valissa and I off guard, we're in complete disbelief.
Huh?
Okay, why? What happened? He notices the shocked expression on both our faces. Rising to his feet, it's not long before he wears the same look. The enemy soldier fell, as expected, but there was nothing inside. Wait, what? It was an empty shell? Scattered pieces of armor litter the ground. As we process this revelation, confusion soon assails us. This was no ordinary attack. What we just saw was impossible.
What's going on? Ulrich, what are those things?
I don't know. Come closer, you two. This doesn't feel right. Empty suits of armor with a hatred for the rebellion.
Only those who've mastered the spirits could do this. I'm afraid this is much larger than we thought.
Oh dear.
But that can't be true. The spirits are pure. They aid us.
Have you ever thought that maybe not all spirits are pure, dude? There are such things as bad spirits.
Yeah, sure looks like they wanted to help. That's not my only concern, though. Look at this.
She scoffs as she steps towards the helmet. Kneeling down, she pulls her dagger out of it.
Do you recognize these colors, Ulrich?
No, why would I?
Gold and white. The triumvirate standard. I would have never made such a deduction, but only they could wield the spirits in this fashion.
I want to actually know more what this triumvirates are.
Our supposed protectors. Some even the creators of Alestia. I have no idea why they'd want to do this to us.
That is weird.
Wouldn't be the first time they attempted occupation. They hinted that the rebellion was involved here. Valessa, do you know anything about that?
I don't. So much has changed lately. With our last elder gone, Miles has been in charge. Maybe he has something to tell us.
It's worth a shot. We should see if he's alive.
Yeah.
Protecting you is my goal, but now I want answers. If anyone knows about this, it would be him.
To Miles!
To the elder's house, then.
Yes, to the Elder.
Yeah.
I follow after Valessa and Auric. We walk along the circular road surrounding the water tank. Oh, that's a water tank. I make note of it for later. It might help put out the flames. More suit of armor litter the ground. There's so many of them. It makes me feel a bit hopeful, like we stood a chance. The village wasn't defenseless, and this was proof.
Aren't you glad we waited now? If we rushed in head first, we'd be dead.
Then where are the villagers' bodies? I only see the suits of armor lying around.
That's a good point. That was a good question, actually. No blood, no signs of a major struggle. Only the fire and the glistening of the white armor.
That's a good sign. Then they won and fled to safety. Are there any havens in Valenorth?
I'd say the elder's house and the Grand Tree. The fire may not have reached either yet.
Wait. How many people can fit in the Grand Tree?
Wait, people can fit in a Grand Tree?
Easily.
Not as good of a sign as I thought. The enemy could be trying to round everyone up. Put them all in one place before killing them.
Oh, crap.
That's dirty.
But it works. We still don't know what they're after. It can't be genocide. It must be something else. Does Valenorth have anything the Triumvirate would want? Did the change in leadership bring anything with it?
Like I said, we'd have to talk to Miles. But I doubt he'd be at the Grand Tree.
Oh, come on, don't make me have to make up a choice to where I have to either go to the Grand Tree and see if we can help, or go straight to Miles and ignore everything else. They look at each other and then look at me. I could tell that Valessa was pushing us towards Miles, but that's because she knew this was a vision.
But what if there are people in the Grand Tree? Is Miles more important than all of them? It would be cold to let everyone die.
Ulrich, this is larger than Valenorth, especially if it involves the rebellion. Information could save entire villages.
I don't like what you're suggesting.
Like it's any better than what you suggested? Using the people as pawns to buy us time? How is this any different?
They fume at each other, but realize it's a stupid argument. In the midst of the battle, nothing was so black and white. Though I find it odd that Auric switched viewpoints so fast.
This is a matter of Valenorth's future. Such things are under the jurisdiction of the Seer. I stand by his side, and you stand by both of ours. That is, unless you want to abandon your job. But that wouldn't look good on your perfect record.
Ooh! She got you, dude!
I guess you can fight dirty too. I don't like this, but you have me by the throat. I can only hope that you make the right choice.
He stares at me with a serious look on his face. Talk about putting me on the spot. But if this was my role, I had to fill the shoes.
What are we going to do?
Okay, it just popped up that the choice will affect the story. So I am saving this as well. We're gonna put it at another empty spot. And I want to focus more on the lives, really. So let's go to the Grand Tree. Vision or not, I couldn't let all those people die. It was my duty to save as many people as possible.
Good to know we're on the same page. Miles can't be the only one with information.
Are you sure about this? Remember what we talked about.
I nodded and reiterated my stance on the matter. Nothing was more important than saving innocent lives. All the better if some of them had important information. We changed our course and head to the Grand Tree. It didn't feel good to abandon Milas, but we had to. This was real. I used the future to cheat the present. Let's hope things go good. I hope. In the present day, Damek found himself lost in thought. Using the tunnels under Mazio for solitude, he found peace. This was much to plan, but for once, they had the upper hand.
Valenorth. The Blade of Exodus. There must be something the spirits aren't telling us. Something we could use to take down the Triumvirate. When I touched the blade, I saw our victory, but I'm not trained to interpret such things. I pray for the cooperation of Valenorth.
One of his advisors approaches, careful not to startle him. When he realizes he's detected, he lets out a soft yawn.
Another one of those sleepless nights, Damek? I can't blame you. It's been the same with me. Did I hear you say something about Valenorth?
Why was I saying Damek? It's Damek, apparently.
Yeah, I was thinking out loud. In Valenorth, there's a person who can peer into the future.
Me.
That's why I had Pro bring the blade there last week.
I'm aware of their culture, but their seers use spirits, not a blade. Do you think it will be that easy?
Worth the gamble, isn't it? It's not my place to wield knowledge of the future. But the seers are experts, conditioned from birth. Pro has sent word that the current seer is male.
Yep.
His investigation is progressing slower than I'd like. We need to pick up the pace, and fast.
Yep.
Now that they have the blade, they're a target. The Triumvirate is likely planning their attack as we speak. That's why I've decided to send an experienced fighter.
I guess that's me.
Wait, this is like in the past
I've
or
had
something?
the mayor of Mazio write up a decree. It will allow you entry and the ability to complete what Pro started. On paper, and to everyone else, it's a simple export. Only Milas knows the importance of this blade. All you have to do is deliver it from Valenorth back to me. That is, with the Seer at your side, Ulrich.
You seem to think that will be easy. It's not likely they know the truth of Valenorth. I can bring the Seer, but they'll just decline.
Present yourself as a mercenary, not a rebel. Tell them a meeting of importance is happening in Mazio. We want their ability to help with some important decisions.
Okay, so is this seriously Ulrich's backstory about how he got the job?
Dishonesty. Great way to start a partnership.
It worked for us, don't you remember? Look at how invaluable you've become.
Ulrich laughed and turned to look at the dark depths of the tunnels. At the moment, everything ahead seemed bleak and uncertain. Having an ally cast light on that future would be a tremendous boon.
So this is it, isn't it? With the Seer at our side, they can direct us. We can secure the victory that you witnessed.
I almost don't believe it, but it's true. Though I have to be honest with you, Ulrich. There's a reason why I'm sending you instead of asking Pro.
And what's that?
He may not be strong enough to face what's coming.
Ooh.
It's not just a hunch that Valenorth will be attacked. In our victory, I saw its death and destruction.
Oh.
I see.
So I asked that you protect the Seer and his allies at all costs. And when you come across Pro, have him join you as well. I'll make sure to prepare an exquisite welcoming party.
Ha.
I'll leave first thing in the morning. What did you see exactly?
Nothing you can't fight your way out of, but trust me, it will show them the truth. And when you get back, they'll be ready to fight.
So is he a Seer too?
But promise me one thing, and one thing only. That along the way the Seer touches the blade. If he can wield it, then we have our greatest weapon.
Oh. Backstory, a possible second Seer. This is getting very, very interesting. Is that the tree? We enter the Grand Tree, thankful that it's not ablaze. But something else immediately stands out. It's empty. The survivors that we hoped to see were nowhere to be found.
Empty, huh? Just what the hell is going on here?
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Where are all the villagers? There must be something here.
Something like what?
Ulrich, the Triumvirate is burning down Valinor. They seem to think we're caught up with the rebels. Thinking there's no evidence? That's stupid.
Yeah, it is. She starts pacing around the grand tree, mumbling. I can tell she's searching for something, but I don't know what. I look at Ulrich and he shrugs, just as certain as me.
Look, maybe Milas knew we'd come here. He must have left something behind for us, right? There's no survivors here, so we're back to evidence now.
Are we detectives now? Ulrich signs and starts looking around as well. Whatever it is that Valessa wants to find, hopefully it's here.
None of this is helping, Valessa. It's a tree. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, it's a grand tree. It's been through for, many moons? Many centuries? I don't know how old a freaking tree is.
No, there has to be something here. Come on, Seer. Give us a hand.
Would you like to? Oh, okay, this is interesting and new. Exploration tutorial. You can freely move the cursor around the screen. It will change to a bubble when hovering over an interactive object. Clicking when the icon is changed will interact with the selected object. You can initiate a conversation with present comrades by clicking their icon. Note that not every map has a comrade, while others have multiple. Some maps will display how many books are hidden and how many you found. When present, this icon will lead to the current world map. Clicking this icon will open the save game menu. Okay, that's cool. It is optional, but highly recommended that you talk to your comrades. Okay, that is cool. So you can also do a free scan. So let's talk to our comrade. Some quality time achievement just taken. Yay! Do you have any theories about this, Ulrich?
Well, yeah, if the Triumvirate is truly responsible. Alestia is divided into 4 nations, right? Valinor, Mazeo, Alarinthia, and Baltius.
Wow, those are some interesting names. Like, I'm not even sarcastic on that. Those are interesting.
Each nation has a general that serves the Triumvirate. They rule in their stead and make sure everything runs smoothly. Except, you guessed it, the Elder or General of Valinor. No one really knows why you remained untouched for so long, but the theory is that they don't want to anger the spirits. You know, because of all that spiritual energy residing here.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this is a power play. Take the 4th nation and control the whole world. They did the same thing to Mazeo about 20 years ago.
What happened to Mazeo?
The same thing that's happening here, but with less fire. They occupied the free town and placed a general in charge. They used terrible force, but the town improved because of it. I'll never agree with their methods, but Mazeo is peaceful. If they're burning villages down now, though, unforgivable. Perhaps the rebellion isn't in the wrong after all.
Find anything useful?
No, there's not much here. But I guess if we spread out, we stand a better chance. Not that there's too much ground to cover.
Valessa sure seems determined.
Actually, I was going to ask you. I thought you two were in sync or something. Don't think I didn't notice your secret talks.
Oh, busted.
But I'm not mad or anything. I know the relationship between you and your culture. Whatever it is, it's not like you're plotting against me.
I would never plot against you, dude. You are too handsome to plot. Where did you come from?
Huh? You mean today, or in general?
Where were you born, I mean?
Actually, I come from Alarinthia. Practically born with the blade in my hand. A figure of speech, of course. Don't picture that.
Oh, but that'd be cute. Kind of.
Eventually, you grow up and need money of your own. I took the first ship to Mazeo and started selling my sword arm. I don't miss that place at all. It's disgustingly warm and humid.
Does your family miss you? The weather's really that bad. Does your family miss you?
No, I'm with my true family in Mazeo. We have a different concept of family in Alarinthia. You choose your family, and members come and go.
Oh, that sucks, to quite be honest.
When I left Alarinthia, I left that family behind. I made a new one in Mazeo, and they're no less important. We don't go by blood in Alarinthia, but by choice.
So you get to choose your own family.
Yeah, and sorry if that sounds weird to you. There's a big culture difference at play here. Perhaps you'll learn more when we leave Valenorth.
I would actually like to learn more, yeah.
Not that I expect you to change your ways, but it's always nice to learn about the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand.
But I want to learn about you more. What's it like in Alarinthia?
Completely different than what you think. We recognize power, not lineage, or claim to the throne. Or I guess they do, since I no longer live there.
Uh-huh.
Instead of elections, there's a tournament every few years. Only the strongest tribe wins the right to rule Alarinthia. Of course, the rule is always contested shortly after.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I mean, that happens in a lot of, like, past ways to grand leaders or whatever, grant new leaders, is they challenge the present leader, and if they win or whatever, then, or if the leader loses, then the new leader is the challenger. Or in some cases, to some other cultures back in history, it was, like you just put, where they have a grand tournament. The strongest is the one who leads the others. And sometimes that doesn't always go well.
It's good not to make any close friends. You never know who you'll have to put to the blade. It's a culture of war, and only the strongest prevail.
What a horrible place. I'm glad to live in Valenorth.
No offense, but you have it pretty easy here. This is a paradise compared to what I had in Alarinthia. I mean, present circumstances excluded, of course.
Is there a lot of competition as a sellsword?
The weak die out pretty fast, so not really. I'd say there's always a stable top 10 list. If someone isn't on it, they aren't worth your time.
Are you on the list?
I'm very funny. A joke question. I'll pass.
Aww. The weather is really that bad?
Alarinthia is quite far away. It easily takes a few days to reach by sea. The climate is so different, I almost can't explain it. Just don't dress in layers. Wear as little clothing as possible. You're liable to melt into a puddle.
Oh my. I'll keep that in mind.
It's better to know beforehand than go and regret it. Who knows where the path ahead might take you. Just doing my duty to help keep you safe.
And I fully do appreciate it. Can I... Oh, I can still go with the other options. So let's try this again.
Completely different than what you think. Instead of elections, there's a tournament. It's good not to make any close friends. You never know who you'll have to put to the blade.
I find this cool because you can...
It's a culture of war, and only the strongest prevail.
Alright, thank you, Orc. But I find this cool. You can actually go back and you can see what the other answer is going to be, since it's not going to affect the story. But does that affect the relationship? That sounds pretty awesome, to be honest.
You don't have to suck up to me. I know it's awful. That's basically why I left the first chance I got. I took a stable living over that chaotic place.
Aww. Competition.
The weak die out pretty fast, so
that
not
seems
really.
Pretty shallow.
Hey, we're talking about putting your life on the line. Do you really think you'd want protection from a nobody?
I guess you're right. Sorry.
As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. Comes with the territory of being in the top 10. Though after this, I hope to rise a few ranks.
Family miss
No,
you.
I'm with my true family. And when I left Alarinthia, I left that family behind.
What happened to your birth family?
They died during one of Alarinthia's tournaments.
Oh.
What stung worse is that they made it to the final round. Alarinthia holds tournaments for the throne, not elections.
That part we get.
But that's not why I left the nation at all. I heard about this in a letter a few years back. Haven't been home since and don't plan on going either.
Oh. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get back to everything. Oh, what are your thoughts on our culture?
It's not like anything I've seen before. So in tune with the spirits, you let them govern you. The rest of Alestia has history in their own hands.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a bad thing, of course. It's just different from the rest of the world. From what I've seen, the spirits have a good grasp on things.
So you live here if you had the chance?
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm a sellsword. There's no business in peace for me. After I retire, though, it's always an option.
That is true.
If I live long enough to retire, that is. My business isn't exactly the safest in the world. What's going on here is pretty good proof of that.
True. Alright. Apparently there's a book somewhere. There's a spot that looks weak. I move some vines aside and find a little alcove. Part of me hopes that survivors are hiding down here, but there are none. Just a pile of old dusty books. At the moment, none of them seem relevant. Okay. The vines underneath the altar are huge. This tree must be thousands of years old. I wonder then if it predates the triumvirate. Let's just keep looking. This looks like a comfortable place to sit down. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the time to relax. I better get back to searching with Ulrich and Valessa. Okay. Nope. There was something. Oh, come on. There we go. There's a bright light coming from deep within the tree. I'm not sure how to explain it, but the tree's glowing. They say that nature is a container for spiritual energy. That's why Valinor is so in tune with the spirit realm, because it's the only forested area called in all of Elysia. The rest of the world has been deforested and settled upon. Aw, that sucks. There's a spot that looks weak. Alcove. No people, just a bunch of books. I walk over to the altar in the grand tree. There's a book sitting there, its pages spread open. At first glance, it looks completely unimportant. But I flip a few pages and then I realize there's a small piece of paper hidden between a few pages. It was important enough to hide, so I quickly read the contents.
Milas's note. Recently, the Rebel Alliance has reached out to me. At first, I pushed them away, thinking them little more than a rogue group of bandits. But they said they knew the truth about my father. How could they know? In my situation, it was hard to resist temptation. I had to ask them exactly what they knew. The truth shocked me, and I have yet to tell anybody. I might take it to my grave. It's not the truth I expected, but it did shake me to my core. My father was in the middle of an important task. As his son, I felt that it was my duty to help finish it.
Yep.
I have no hatred for the triumvirate. This is simply a matter of familial ties. Were anybody posed with such a situation, I doubt their actions would differ from mine. It doesn't seem too difficult either. They've given me a blade and tasked me with protecting it. In the next little while, they will send an envoy to pick it up. At that point, I am to send someone special with them. I must keep their name secret so nobody finds out. This envoy, however, will be coming any day. I can't wait to meet him. I've been told that he knew my father, and he would have all manner of stories to tell.
Ooh. Should I show the note to Ulrich and Valessa? No, continue exploring. Yes, continue story. Continue story. This is it. This is what we needed. I call over Ulrich and Valessa, showing them what I found. Ulrich seems tensed up, and even a little anxious.
So Milas was working with the rebellion. Apparently, he was sheltering a blade. Could that be why they attacked us?
Good possibility.
Doing all this for a blade? Let's be realistic, Valessa.
It must have been very important. I'm assuming Milas took it with him. I don't see any blades lying around here.
Yeah.
But about this envoy he mentioned, and this supposed special person. Ulrich, why did you lie to us?
It's true. Anybody would have figured it out by now. He seems to admit defeat and closes his eyes. Almost like he didn't want to see us as he spoke.
We didn't think you'd come if you knew. I tried to hide it, but I guess there's no point anymore. After seeing this attack, I need to request your help. This is far from the first village they'll raise. They're up to something much bigger. That's why you wanted to come here, right?
Yeah, you're right. There's little time to argue and nowhere else to go. It looks like you got what you needed, Ulrich. Let's get back to the town square. We'll exit the village through Main Street.
We nod and make our way out the grand tree. I smile softly as this knowledge will be invaluable. We had probable cause of the attack and knew Milas' involvement. And as soon as I woke up, I have everything I need to help Valinor. Oh, is this a vision? Okay, back to the town. The flames have spread, but it's not too bad. I need to make sure I don't inhale too much smoke. As we take slow, cautious steps, my mind is conflicted. There's one thing I can't seem to get off my mind. This blade, or whatever. Was it worth all this? Destroying an entire culture over something so simple?
Sorry, I can't see all that well. You two will have to lead the way. I'm not as familiar with the surroundings.
We crouch and make our way through Valinor. I have a rising urge to cough, but I try and hold it back. We wouldn't want to make it this far and get caught. The water tank is cracking and leaking its contents. A small stream trickles down through the village. This would be our best tool to hinder the flames.
This isn't right. Not at all. Where is everyone, Ulrich? There's not a single body.
Like I said, they probably fled to safety.
Hopefully.
We need to do that too, and fast. There's nothing left for us here in Valinor.
It doesn't make any sense, though. Think about it for a second. In that alcove, we heard screams.
Yeah.
The people of Valinor were dying. Not only burning, but getting attacked. There should be bodies all over the place.
Yeah, there really should be. She was right, and it bothered me as well. The current scene didn't match what we heard. Was it possible for visions to warp this way?
What are you suggesting, Valessa? Do you think they stole the bodies?
If they did, there'd be blood. There's nothing, not even a trace. Doesn't make any sense, Ulrich. We have protocols for this kind of emergency. There should have been people in the Grand Tree, even if it was those too stubborn to shun tradition.
Why is it so important, Valessa? You seem to think everybody disappeared.
Possibility!
We should go to Peregrino. There must be survivors.
They probably did disappear!
I doubt we'll find answers in Valinor. We're on the right track, so let's not waste time. We can reach Peregrino in a couple of hours.
It made sense, and finally our goals aligned. Searching for information and getting to safety. Survivors could be our biggest source of information.
Besides, I'm sure that Milas will be there. He can tell you everything, Valessa. I'm sure he knows what's going on.
It's a good enough plan of action, and we nod to one another. But as we continue to move, everything changes. A lap from atop the water tank. Almost maniacal.
Such loyalty to the man who condemned you all. If you want to know where Milas is, I'd love to show you. I can even reunite you with the rest of the villagers.
We stop in our track and look up at the water tank. A silhouette of a man stands there, gripping a large blade. It's white and gold with majesty embellished by the flames. It reminds me of the suits of armor we fought earlier. I've no doubt that there was some sort of relation. We must be looking at the man responsible for this. He jumps down from the water tank and lands with a roll. I take a few steps back, ensuring that Ulrich remains in the front. If his job was our protection, now was the time to shine through.
What a pitiful little village. It's no fun when they don't put up a fight. Did you know what they did in their final moments?
Hi, Soul.
They called out to you, Seer. They wanted your help, and you let them down. I guess the stories I heard about you were wrong.
Sylvie, you already have the blade. Let us leave. We can resolve this peacefully.
No survivors. Don't you remember the rule? Like a garden, we have to pluck all the weeds.
Then pluck yourself!
Is that all these people are to you? Sylvie, they have a culture and history.
Yes, but it's not theirs that I'm interested in. In fact, I'm only here to claim the Seer soul.
Uh-oh.
Everything else was just for fun, for sport.
Oh, crap. This becomes personal, as they seem to know each other. They both worked for opposing forces. I'm sure they fought before. It sickens me that he likens killings of villagers to a sport.
You don't mean...
My orders had nothing to do with burning down this village. I wasn't supposed to kill anyone unless I had to, either. But you know, my apprentice isn't very fun to train with.
Disgusting. Valessa, take the Seer and run. I'll catch up with you at Peregrino.
Ulrich pulls out his blade and assumes a fighting stance. Sophie does the same and their eyes meet in deadlock. I look at Valessa and we nod before starting to run. Unfortunately, we don't make it very far. We hear Ulrich scream and turn back to look. Sophie smirks at us, his blade deep in Ulrich's abdomen.
Where do you think you're going, you two? It would be rude to leave before I'm done with you. Watch, and you'll see why you can never win.
With a grin on his face, he twists the blade inside Ulrich. Defying all possibility, the gear on the base starts to spin. Soon after, everything is engulfed in a blinding white light.
Please, run.
Ulrich! Hear Ulrich's final words as the light subsides. When everything is back to normal, he's completely gone. No blood, no body, just Sophie standing there with pride.
What? What did you do?
I put his spirit to good use. Like I planned to do with your little friend.
He points behind us, and we turn to look. The scattered pieces of armor on the ground start to move. They assemble, forming bodies that move in a slow, stiff fashion. But after a few moments, the movements became more natural. It isn't much longer until an army of automatons block our path. There was nowhere to go. Sophie blocked the other side.
You're using their spirits to power that armor. Does that mean we've been fighting our own?
Now you finally understand. The force of life itself bends to the triumvirate. There's no way that you could hope to stop us.
Shit! He takes slow steps towards me, holding out his blade. I finally understand why it was so important to the triumvirate. They could command an army of spirits simply by possessing it.
As soon as I harvest the Seer's soul, I'll leave. Valessa, if you behave, I might let you go. Visit the rebels. Tell them what's coming.
This is it. If he attacked me, the vision would end. I was armed with all the information I needed to counter this attack. The true purpose, the major players, and even the nature of the blade. He was so certain of his victory, he had no idea. He took a step forward, embracing what was to come. When this future came for Valinor, he would be ready. He thrust a blade inside of me with little effort. The pain is so intense, but I'm overcome with hope. As my vision fades, I find strength to see one final thing. Sophie. Valinor will never fall to you. God, that is awesome! I am liking this. Oh, the artwork, the story, the idea here. This is awesome. But I'm unfortunately gonna have it to leave it here, folks. If you like it, please spank that subscribe button. Let it know that you love it so much. And please pluck that little bell icon in order to get notifications on when I put up more videos. This, I just can't help it. This is just amazing. I am going to enjoy this very much. Please, share this with all your friends and family if you have any fur friends or family, or human friends and family. I don't care. Just share it. Help them subscribe. Help them get the notifications. And with that said, stay fluffy, my friends!